Hi, welcome for another lesson for Feldenkrais. If you can, for a moment, come up to stand and just see how you stand over your 2 feet, noticing if there's more pressure on the right or left foot, how your weight is spread out between the toes and the heels and the middle of the foot, as well as side to side. And when you're ready, we're going to come lay all the way down on our right side to start with knees bent. You can use the arm for support. You can always use a pillow if you need. And from here, we're just going to make the movement of lifting the left heel and bringing it back. And that's the whole movement, just lifting the heel and bringing it down. Go slow here and breathe. The right heel stays on the ground as the left heel comes up a little bit and returns. Just lifting the heel away from the other heel. The knees stay together. And you feel a little bit of a turning in your lower leg. Let's try lifting the toes now. That's going to be a much smaller movement, but this is a really important movement to get used to. So we're just thinking of lifting the toes away, keeping the heels together. The knees stay together, and you just lift your toes. It's not a big movement. Now let's lift the whole foot. So we're going to have the weight shift so the knees stay together, and the whole foot lifts and lowers. And lift now first with your heel lifting first. And notice that. And then try with your toes lifting first and see how that is. It's a little bit harder. And then just lift the whole foot a couple of times. Pause that and come to rest for a moment on your back before we go to the other side, and just notice the difference between your 2 feet and the 2 sides of your body. Feeling any difference in sensation, temperature, pressure, or anything else you notice. When you're ready, we'll come to lie on our left side in the same position with the knees bent. The front hand can just stay wherever it's comfortable, and you can decide here. We're going to start by lifting the heel of now the right foot as the knees stay together on this side on your left side. And it's a small movement of the heel coming away from the other heel. The toes stay together, the knees stay together. So it's just the heel and the ankle. And a couple of times try lifting the toes. Again, this is a much harder movement. You're not going to get far, but you just want to see if there's the ability to have this idea that you could lift the toes. Peeling the toes away from the other toes, but keeping the heels together and the knees together relatively. Come back to, let's just lift the whole foot now. Just like we did on the other side, lifting the whole foot, you're pivoting in the knees, and some of that weight is going down from the top knee to the bottom knee as you lift this foot. As your hip begins to turn, maybe place your hand on your hip and feel that turning in your hip. What's happening all the way up there? Notice what you can sense, and then start to lift by way of the heel first. Letting the heel lead the movement, keeping the knees together, relaxing the left side that you're lying on. And now try lifting the toes first. Very different movement, much more challenging. Just notice what that feels like. And go back to lifting the whole foot. Feeling again what's happening in your hip. And then come to rest on your back and just pause for a moment. Noticing now your 2 sides and any lingering sensations that you can feel, or anything you notice that's interesting about your body. When you're ready, come back to the right side, but this time we're going to have the body long. So we're going to lay so that the legs are long, right down beneath us. This is not a position I usually do. We're going to have the left arm on top of the body, and from here we're going to make that movement of lifting the heel away from the other heel. It's a small movement, but you might notice in your left hand that you feel something happening in your hip. Notice what you sense here. Small movements, feel your whole leg and hip. And now try the toes. Again, the knees stay together, but notice what you feel in your hip. And let's go back and forth. So we'll go heel, toes, heel, and you just go at your own pace as you breathe, going back and forth between heels and toes. And it's interesting how this little bit of movement is making its way all the way through the body with information about optimal movement, especially in your ribs and chest, neck and head. And then pause that and come to rest on the back. Feeling your two sides, noticing any changes or anything that's different as you rest or any lingering sensations. And now when you're ready, let's come to the left side. And again, we're lying so that the legs are long down beneath us, and we're just going to take the heel away first, keeping the knees relatively together. And actually, let's have that long right arm on our side. So just feeling here, heel is moving away. What does that feel like in your hip? Now let's try the toes a few times and see what that feels like in the hip. What does it feel like in your back or your breath? And let's go back and forth a couple of times. So heels, heel and toe, back and forth. Notice, does it start to move your body at all? And then come to rest on your back, letting that completely go, completely resting. When you're ready, come back on to your right side. This time we'll have the knees bent in front. Let's come back to the same movement. So the left heel lifts away. And then let's just alternate heel and toe here. And just feel how this is now on the side. And then let that go. And try once or twice just lifting your whole leg and just seeing how the leg lifts. Lifting the whole leg and bringing it back. Let go of that and begin to make a movement now where we're going to have the left hand on the floor so it's flat. The elbow is pointing out in the direction in front. What we're going to do is we're going to bring the elbow down towards the floor, and then we're going to use the left hand to push the shoulder back. So again, the elbow comes toward the floor, the left hand pushes the left shoulder back. Continue this movement as you breathe. Noticing that your head may be rolling over your long arm or your pillow on the floor. Going back and forth. And come all the way to your back and rest for just a moment. Noticing your contact and anything you notice that's different. And then come to your left side and set up so that the knees are bent in front and you have your right hand on the ground. And just start by lifting your heel and then your toe. And just notice how this movement is now. Try lifting the leg a couple of times and just see how heavy is the leg, how easy is it to lift. We could say how organized, meaning is it really light, like the whole body is doing the work, or is it more of a you're having to really lift and it's heavy. Pause that and let's take the elbow on the right down towards the floor and then push the shoulder back with the right hand. Letting the whole body respond as it will, so it may start to roll. Meaning you're not holding any resistance, you're just allowing the body to move with you as you bring the elbow toward the floor and then use the right hand to push the shoulder back. Just feeling this movement throughout your whole self. How do you roll over your left side? And then use this movement to come all the way onto the back and come to rest for a moment. Pausing to sense and feel your contact. When you're ready, come onto the right in the exact same position. We're going to combine a couple of these movements now. So as we take the elbow forward, we're also going to lift the left heel. So when you're ready, maybe on an exhale, start to do this movement together. And that's the whole thing. We're not going to go back right now. We're just bringing the elbow forward as we lift the heel and combining those two movements. Noticing if there's something different about the combination of them that makes either one of them easier or more interesting to the whole body. As you breathe, combining the movement of taking the elbow to the floor and lifting the heel. Sometimes we make things that feel a little awkward feel a lot better, and it's going to help organize the whole body. So be okay with a little discomfort, but no pain. When you're ready now, we're going to combine the movements of lifting the toes and pushing into the hand, taking the shoulder back. So when you're ready, maybe on an exhale, go ahead and begin. The knees stay together. And it's just this movement of the toes and the front of the foot that come away. So the heels stay together and you push into your hand and roll the shoulder back, and notice, is there something that allows you to go further here, either with the toes or the shoulder? Something about the combination of this movement that makes sense, even if it feels a little awkward. Let's try going back and forth. Let's take your time and go slow. We're going to bring the elbow down as the heel comes away. As we go back, we're going to bring the toes away and push into the hand to go back. Just continuing that movement. Each time you roll back, the toes lift. Each time you come forward, the heels lift. The heel lifts and the elbow comes to the floor. And if you get mixed up, that's okay too. Take this all the way onto your back when you're ready and just pause and rest. When you're ready, let's come back to your left side. The hand is in front. And now we're going to combine the movement. So we're going to take the elbow to the floor as we lift the right heel. And you might begin on an exhale and just notice if that works for you, or you can just breathe consistently. But continue to check on your breath to notice if it's straining, if it's easy, how to make it easier, just by noticing. Use the breath to make this movement easier, as though your breath could smooth out the movement in the body. And now allow the movement of the body to smooth your breath. And now let's take the toes away as we push into the hand and take the shoulder back and the knees stay together. And of course, it's okay to make a mistake anytime with this. This is like a learning process and it's experiential. So if you make a mistake and you don't do it right or you're figuring it out, that is perfectly fine. This is where we want to make mistakes so that we can learn. And let's go back and forth now. So as the elbow comes to the floor, the heel lifts. As the toes lift, you bring the shoulder back, trying to keep those knees together. Just feeling this in your whole body. And go all the way onto your back now and come to rest and pause for just a moment. Resting your eyes, resting the body. And now come back onto your right side. We're going to take that elbow to the floor and we're going to leave it as close as it can go to the floor. And from this position, we're just going to lift the heel and drop it. You're lifting your left heel and you're just dropping it. Pick it up, drop it. Pick it up, drop it. Just see this movement. You can do it faster if it's easier. If it starts to get complicated, slow it down. And now let's try the toes. So from this position, we're lifting the toes and dropping them. Do it faster if it's easier. Make sure you're fully dropping those toes though before you pick them up again. Okay, let's come back. Now we're on our side completely. The elbow is back in place. And just try to lift the leg and see how that is now. Lifting the leg and bringing it back. Notice if the leg is any lighter. And then use this to come onto your back and rest for just a moment. Pausing for just a moment to feel the difference between your 2 feet, the 2 legs, your torso, shoulders, and your head. And come onto your left side now. Let's take that elbow all the way forward, and we're going to leave it there while we pick up and drop the heel. I'm making mine audible so you can hear the dropping sound, but it is kind of audible when you just drop it. Just notice what you sense. Picking it up, dropping it. Let's try the toes. You can do it faster, but if it starts to get a little messy, then go slower. Let that go. Come all the way back onto your side. And now try lifting your whole entire leg and just notice how that is now. Feeling the whole entire leg lift and then come onto your back and rest. We're getting close to the end of the lesson, so notice your contact, your feet and your spine. Anything you notice that's different. We're just going to come back onto our side one more time. As you're ready, we'll come back to our right side. Same position as before. And we're just going to lift the heel and the toe. And notice, did this get any easier? And you can see for me, it got a lot easier. Notice how it is for you. And then try once again lifting your leg. And notice if that's any easier. See how you start to roll back? Maybe you push into your hand as you lift the leg. And then let it come off the floor if you go back far enough. Until you get it all the way to your back, and then come roll onto your back. And then around to your other side on the left. And once you arrive, just setting yourself up, taking a moment, and then we'll just go back to lifting the heel and the toes. And just notice if this got any easier for you. Heels and toes, back and forth. And then try lifting your whole leg a couple of times and just see the ease in lifting the entire leg and how it turns you if you start to push into your right hand as you lift your right leg. Go ahead and come all the way up to a seated position when you're ready. If you can, come back onto your feet in standing. I'm not going to stand because I can't get that tall, but I can tell you my feet will feel a lot better. Once you get to your feet, notice the weight over your feet and feel any differences you notice from side to side about weight distribution, support, and balance. And thank you so much for joining me for this wonderful lesson for your feet.